All right, hey guys. Hey guys, I'm metal detecting back here at a park, and I just saw what I think is an old dump across the creek. So we're gonna go across the creek, see if we can find some goodies over there. Wish me luck. All right, guys, we made it over the creek, and we're here at the dump site. And oh my goodness, just look at all this. It's kind of overwhelming. Stuff that's back here. There's old snuff bottles, old mason jars, old cans. Here's a snuff bottle I got, the old 4 dot I just picked up. I might be able to stay here for the rest of the day going through this stuff and still not be able to go through all of it. Wow, this is pretty cool. I'll keep you posted if I find anything super cool, but I already know there's all kind of stuff in here, so I might just do a wrap up at the end. Look at this stuff. It goes on all the way over to the tree. There's even a bottle up there in the trunk of that tree, so woohoo! So I just want to show you, doing a little digging here at this dump site, and I haven't found anything super old, some really cool stuff. I'll show you that later, but look what I just came across. This, some blue glass, and if it's blue, it ain't new. So this stuff's very collectible. Hoping we might be onto something here with some of this blue stuff, this cobalt glass. People really like that stuff. Anyway, back to digging. All right, guys, I'm really tickled. I'm digging out this bottle dump here, this old dump site, and I'm not even using the metal detector. I'm just digging because there's just so much stuff here. And I found this old button or badge or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's got like the, I don't know, presidential seal or something on it. I'll have to do some research, find out what that is, but it's got a little weight to it. Man, that's nice. Anyway, I want to quit, but I just keep coming across stuff. Catch you on the next one. Holy moly, look at this, guys. Same hole as that eagle pendant. Remember I was talking about that blue glass. Like, I don't even know what this is. Some kind of vial or something. Oh man, that's just really cool. Oh, I can't wait to do some research on this stuff and figure out what I've got. Look at that, huh? Wow. Huh. Oh man, this is a lot of fun. Alright guys, to say that I was excited about finding that old dump site would be an understatement, to say the least. My only regret right now is that I didn't find it until later in the day, so I didn't really have that much time to get into it. I don't know how big it is or how deep it goes, but here is what we got from, or what I got from the site in the little bit of time I was there. You might recognize some of this stuff. Some of it I've talked about before from other digs and other adventures. But let's just start off over here with something I have talked about before. These are the snuff bottles, the old snuff bottles from way back when. They would contain snuff such as Levi Garrett, other things. They have dots on the bottom. These dots, some people say that they're used to signify how strong that particular snuff was. Most people agree that it was, those dots were there because all these bottles are very similar and they were labeled after they were filled, so you had to use those dots to know what kind of label to put on them, what brand the tobacco was. So we got about 10 of those yesterday, which is awesome. I'd never even seen one before, you know, a couple months ago, and I was proud to have one, and now I've got 10 of them in addition to that. On to the next thing here. This is kind of an interesting bottle. These, I got 4 of them. As you can maybe see on here, it says, "This contains Mrs. Stewart's bluing." And I'm a little too young to know what bluing is, so I had to research that. Bluing is kind of what they would do back in the day to get white fabrics white. If your sheets or other white fabrics had a bit of a yellow tint to them for some or other reason, you'd put a little bit of this Mrs. Stewart's bluing in your wash, and the color contrast to the human eye would turn that yellow into white because the blue would cancel out the yellow. And so if you got the mixture right, it would make your whites white. Now, people also used it for other stuff, which is you know, they would dye things, namely their hair, which is why sometimes you hear old people referred to as blue hairs, because they were putting this Mrs. Stewart's bluing in their hair to, you know, I don't know what they thought it was doing. It was turning blue. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. Here's a pretty cool piece of glass here. It says R.V. Pierce, M.D., Buffalo, New York. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, R.V. Pierce was, from what I can tell, he was quite the salesman. He was a doctor in New York, and he did a little stint in politics as well, but he also sold all sorts of these patent medicines. And patent medicines back in the day weren't too different from snake oil. They oftentimes contained alcohol and opium and things like that. They were a general cure-all. And people bought the living daylights out of that stuff. And I'd imagine it did probably make them feel pretty good. So that's what that is. A little snake oil from Buffalo. Anyway, on to the next thing here. We've got a couple of Moraline bottles, or Moraline. That was a competitor to Vaseline, and I don't think they were around for very long. Vaseline clearly won that battle, but those are some pretty cool old bottles there. We got a 2.5 ounce ball jar bottle here. I don't know if you can see that. These bottles, oddly enough, are also 2.5 ounces, or at least that's what they say. So I don't know who was checking up on what back then, but there's a little difference there. There's a little 2-ounce bottle. You can tell that they, you know, there's no threads on these things, so they had to have used a cork in those things. There's just a little cool brown little bitty bottle. I mean, look how small that is. Pretty neat. Just kind of save that. And also in that hole I found this old serving spoon, or what's left of it. Now these are things that I did not use the metal detector on. All over here. Naturally that doesn't help with glass, but I saw these things, this trash and old rusty metal and a few bottles sticking out of the ground, and I knew that I was on a dump site, and I knew I needed to go investigate that. Moving on to, when I first went out to that site, I was using my metal detector, and I did find some cool things, a couple of spoons and a fork. It's all silver plated, nothing real valuable, but still fun to find that stuff. And an old pocket knife in the creek there. You can see that's the handle. The blade was up. Looks like somebody took it for a tool, as Guy Clark says, and broke that knife off, and probably just left it there in the creek because they didn't want to use it anymore. This is going to be hard for you guys to see, I know, is the lid to a compact for Tangy Rouge. And that was a makeup company out of New York. Way back in the day, some of your grandparents, hopefully grandmothers, would have used some of that Tangy Rouge in a little compact like that. They had lipstick and other stuff like that too. But it was a pretty popular little makeup brand back in the day. Now on to the really great finds from this dump site. You can tell in the video when I found these two things, boy, I was really excited, and I still am, and I'm excited to get to share them with you guys and save a little bit of this history. This right here is what's called in military lingo a hat device or a cap device, which means it's just a pin that goes on a hat. But that would have been from an enlisted man in World War II. So, I mean, it's not in the best shape, but holy moly, that sure is nice. You can tell on the back where they had the pin to put it on the hat. And that's the Great Seal. And just to have a piece of history like that to hold in my hand just gets me excited. I think that's fantastic. Here we have a perfume vial. It's made out of that blue glass that people seem to like so much. And it's just got a little bit of a nick right there in the top, but man, otherwise it's in great shape. And from what I've researched, it is from the Evening in Paris line of perfumes, and they had several bottles and vials and things like that that would have come all together. So maybe if we can return there, we can find some of that other cool blue glass like that. But boy, that is special to think that how long that stayed together waiting for me to pick it up in the ground, being just a fragile piece of little bitty glass. That's pretty amazing. So man, I had a lot of fun, found some really cool stuff. I definitely plan on going back and doing some more excavating at that dump site. And you know, just goes to show you all the good stuff over here that I found, including this stuff. I didn't even use my metal detector. Just kept my eyes peeled, found that old dump site, and did a little digging with just my hand trowel. So you don't gotta have fancy stuff to find fancy stuff. Anyway, hope to be seeing you real soon with some more cool history. In the meantime, catch you on the next one.